Hey, I'm Matt. I'm finally making another video. So, yeah, yesterday I did something that I feel everybody should do. Everybody, regardless of age, I honestly feel, age, limitations, financial background, regardless, I think everybody should do. I got recertified with CPR and basic first aid. Now, I did have more extensive training in the Marines, but I am very proud of the fact that I am a first responder at work. I have responded to medical emergencies at work, and I am very proud of the fact that I am certified in CPR and basic life-saving skills. This is the American Red Cross certification, and I feel that everybody should learn CPR, be certified in CPR, and stay certified in CPR. So, and basic life-saving skills. I believe everybody should do that. I firmly believe that it is our responsibility as human beings to look out for the other human beings around us. If everybody looked out for everyone around them, there'd be a lot less crap happening. So I firmly believe that, it is your responsibility to look after those around you. So, not only that, I have children, I have a wife, and if something happens, I don't want to stand there just screaming, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, what do I do? I want to be able to leap into action and do something that could possibly save their life. If someone has a heart attack and needs CPR, every minute, every 60 seconds they go without CPR, their chances of survival drop between 7 and 10% every minute. So, chest compressions are the single most important thing. That's why it's now 30 compressions for 2 breaths. And it should take you no more than 10 seconds. It should take you under 10 seconds to complete those 2 breaths in between the chest compressions. 30 chest compressions. And then in less than 10 seconds, you have to provide 2 rescue breaths and then start chest compressions again. And those compressions are to the tune of Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. It is roughly 100 compressions per minute. So you're basically 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. That's essentially the tone, or the beat. 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 3. So, yep. And also you need to know how to use an AED. Even though the majority of the AEDs out there, which AEDs are basically like the defibrillators, somewhat like the defibrillators you see on the medical shows where they go, charging, clear. That's basically an AED. And the AEDs are all basically self-explanatory. I mean, basically, you open it up. And once you open it up, you hook up the cords to the AED. You hook up the cords that go to the patches, and it'll say rip open patches. And then you place one patch here, one patch over here, and they're sticky, they stick. Place one patch there on the skin. And you place those on their skin. And then it'll tell you what to do. It'll say analyzing rhythm, shock recommended, stand clear, do not touch. And they'll say ready, shock, press orange button now. And you press the orange button or whatever color button it is to deliver a shock. And then after it delivers a shock, it'll say start chest compressions. And then the majority of them will actually beep. They'll keep time for you. It'll beep, 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 beep. And that's when you do the chest compressions. And they'll say 2 breaths now. After the 30th, it'll say 2 breaths. And then you get the breaths. It'll talk you through everything. It'll talk you through everything. So, but you need to be familiar with that, because when you're having to save someone's life is not the first time you want to be using one of those. Okay, they have training models. If you become certified, they will train you on it. So we just went through the training yesterday with the dummy and everything, the rescue breaths and all that. I went through it yesterday. So that's a very, very, very important skill to have. So, and don't be the one that thinks, oh, I'll never have to use that, because you never know. You could be somewhere and your grandpa could fall down of a heart attack, or your toddler child could be choking, okay? Or your wife could be choking, your husband could be choking, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Your grandparent, your best friend. Okay? Don't say it won't happen to me. Okay? Because I guarantee you there have been more people out there who said, oh, I don't need to learn that because it won't happen to me. And it happened to them and they didn't know what to do. Then there were people who said, you know what, I want to know that skill, and had to use that skill to save their loved one's life. I guarantee you there have been more people who have not known what to do in a situation than there were people who knew what to do. That's why I believe it is very important to learn that. And if you're at a place, a lot of times, like me, I got paid to get certified. I was at work and I got paid my regular wage by the hour to sit through the course. So I'm certified at work. I'm a certified first responder at work, and I also have that skill. And you know what? It doesn't weigh anything. It's not something that you have to constantly carry around with you that is adding extra weight to your body, like a lot of this EDC stuff is. Okay? That is knowledge. I believe knowledge is the single most important thing you can carry. Okay? You can carry all these fancy tools if you don't know how to use them. If you don't know how to use them, you gotta have the knowledge to use them. And being certified in CPR and basic life saving, you have that knowledge and you have the tools up here. So I believe that is the single most important thing you can do and carry with you is knowledge. And what better knowledge to carry with you than the knowledge to save somebody's life? So, and don't be scared that, oh, well, I didn't want to do chest compressions because I didn't want to hurt them. Or I'm a male and it was a woman down there and I didn't want to be sued for sexual harassment or sexual assault. Look up Good Samaritan laws for your state. The Good Samaritan laws in the state of Oklahoma are very good. Okay? You cannot be sued because more than likely, there will be a broken rib or two. There will be a lot of bruising from where you did the compressions. You could separate the sternum from a couple ribs. But I would much rather have bruising and a couple broken ribs than be dead. If it was me personally. And the Good Samaritan laws, if you are doing something to save somebody's life, you cannot be sued for assault, or you cannot be sued and held liable for damages during the life-saving process. Okay? And if it's a female and you're a male, they cannot sue you for sexual assault because they had a heart attack and you were providing chest compressions. Okay? So people have tried, and they've been thrown out. So, and why are we going below the speed limit in the left lane? Why? Dear Lord. The second most important knowledge you can have is how to drive. If you're going to be behind the wheel of a vehicle, you at least need to know how to drive. Okay, but back to the first most important piece of knowledge you can have. So CPR, life-saving skills. You know, everyone should know. Everyone should know how to stop bleeding. Okay, everyone should know the signs for someone choking and how to help an individual that is choking. Everybody should know the Heimlich maneuver. Everybody should know how to do that, how to perform that. Everyone should know how to stop bleeding. Everyone should know how to wrap a wound. Okay? Everyone should know how to apply a tourniquet. Okay? Because a lot of these places, Walmart, they're gonna have if you're at Walmart, they're gonna have an AED. Okay? They're gonna have a first aid kit somewhere. I know my job, we have at least a half dozen AEDs and at least a dozen first aid kits scattered about. Some of the first aid kits are extremely complete and some are just basic. At my job, big office buildings, they're gonna have a first aid kit. Okay, restaurants should have a first aid kit. And those first aid kits, more than likely, if they're a complete first aid kit, will have a tourniquet. Every individual should know how to apply a tourniquet. Okay? Every individual should know, how to dress a wound. Every individual should know what to do if somebody's going into shock from blood loss. Every individual should know. I know this is common sense, should be common sense, but every individual should know what to do in case of an emergency. Okay? Assess the situation. Make sure, okay, is everything safe? Like if somebody gets electrocuted and the source of electricity is still right there on the individual, you're not going to go down and start doing chest compressions, because then we're going to have two victims, not just one. Okay? Everyone should know how to assess the situation. Everyone should know that they have to verbally tell someone, you call 911. Everyone should know that they have to verbally communicate, point to somebody, make eye contact, and say, you call 911 now. Everyone should know that. Okay? Everyone should know the signs of shock. Everyone should know this, how to dress a wound, which is bandage a wound. Everyone should know that the signs of someone having an allergic reaction. Because if they have an allergic reaction, they're going to, more than likely, they have a known allergy. They're going to have an EpiPen. And you should know how to administer an EpiPen. It's not hard. It takes 20 seconds. Okay? It takes 20 seconds to administer an EpiPen. You should know how to do that. Okay? You should know how to save someone's life. Basic first aid skills. Now, the more advanced stuff, like if someone's choking, you can't dislodge it. Don't try to do a tracheotomy. Don't try to do that. Okay? In fact, that's what not this time, but the first time I went through, they said, the instructor was like, don't do a tracheotomy. And also, were you in the military? I go, yeah. He goes, everyone in the military always asks about a tracheotomy. So, but yeah, also while I was in the class, I got a compliment from an unlikely source. My supervisor, who I've not always gotten along with, decided to take the course also. And this is not an insult. This is not an insult or anything. I'm just stating a fact. She likes to talk. So, in the class, she told several stories, and there was technical difficulties with the DVD player on the computer. And during that, she was telling stories, and she said, out of everyone in this room right now, if something happened, I know who would be the one who would save my life. And she goes, it would be Matt, because he's done it before. Everyone at work, she was having abdominal pain, and it was in the area of her appendix. Abdominal pain, tender to the touch, not really on the rebound, but it was, when I pushed in, it was tender. And she was also having somewhat difficulty breathing. I mean, wasn't hyperventilating or anything like that. It was kind of somewhat labored breathing. And everyone was just like, oh well. But I'm the one who actually physically made her stop, made her make eye contact with me, tell me what was going on, and made her calm down. And while that, I was probing her midsection to see if it was hurting, made her stomp her feet. And that's when I was like, because it wasn't tender with shock, like when she stomped her foot on the heel, her midsection wasn't tender. So I wasn't too worried about appendix, but at the same time, I suggested that she go to the emergency room, and she did. And I don't know what the diagnosis was. I know it wasn't her appendix, because that's private medical information. But I did know that she was feeling better after a couple of days. So, yeah, my boss that I don't always get along with, she gave me one of the nicest compliments I've ever received. So, during the class, I was like, wow. And I wish that everybody was like that. They stepped up. Because life is precious. Okay? Life is precious. You got people taking people's lives over stupid crap. Like, I saw a video of on YouTube where a guy was killed. It was kind of like an investigation where they released the video surveillance. A guy was killed because he stepped on another guy's shoe and didn't apologize. So he was killed. The guy and the guy's friends killed him. Well, I don't know if it was the guy who stepped on his shoe, but an individual was killed because of an altercation that happened because someone stepped on somebody's shoe and didn't apologize. I mean, we got people out there taking other people's lives for that. Ma'am, you're on the highway. Can you please drive? You're all over the road. You're slowing down. You're speeding up. Again, the second most important piece of knowledge you can have is how to drive. She's putting on makeup. She is applying makeup while driving on the highway. Okay. Yeah, people are killing people for stupid reasons. Now, I'm not saying there are good reasons to kill people. I do believe if you're someone, I do believe in the death penalty. Okay? Not for every offense, but if you're someone who brutally rapes and beats a child and makes them suffer over a period of months and then that child dies, I do believe that the death penalty should be an option. If you're, a serial killer who tortures and kills people, the death penalty should be an option. Okay? Now, I don't think the death penalty should be for every offense, okay? But for especially heinous and brutal acts over an extended period of time, yeah. I mean, you knew what you were doing. You could have stopped. Like, there's a difference between crime and passion. Crime of passion, if I find out that a guy's been raping my son, and when I find out about it, I go and beat the guy to death, or I catch a guy raping my wife, in the heat of it, I beat the guy to death. That's a crime of passion. Okay? Now, if I then took that individual and locked them up in my home and tortured them over months and months and months, that's not a crime of passion. That's not a crime of passion. There's a huge difference. There's a huge difference. Okay? You could have stopped at any point in time. And it's, yeah. So, but I'm going to go ahead and end this because I've gotten off track. But human life is precious. Learn CPR. Learn basic life-saving skills. There are resources out there. You can go to look up American Red Cross. Look up the American Heart Association. Yeah, let's just turn onto a street and then come to a dead stop. Golly. Look up the American Red Cross. You know, if you have a job at a big company, ask your supervisor, hey, is there a first responder? Is there any way I can become a first responder? And they will train you. So, yeah, just look into it. Look up how to become, Google how to become CPR certified. And it'll give you all the information you need. So, but yeah, knowledge doesn't weigh anything, and you can do more than knowledge than you can with a fancy tool. I'm not saying fancy tools are not important, but knowledge is the single most important thing you can carry on you every single day. See ya.